Welcome to my skeptical sister.
I'm Megan, the skeptical one.
I'm Erin, the sickly one.
Oh,
I was fine.
I know.
I feel fine,
Uh-huh.
but I've got very gravelly voice right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry
Don't
to
be
everyone
sorry.
listening.
It's sexy voice, which is
Oh,
perfect because it's Valentine's Day tomorrow.
ooh, it is. Not for you all. You
Oh,
all have already had it, but that's okay.
yes. So to all of you who have had Valentine's Day or survived Valentine's Day,
Yeah.
uh, good on you. I know for many years I was very single, and I think I finally came to a point where I decided to shift my mindset into looking around and seeing couples and hating. I mean, we're talking like 20 years, y'all. We're not talking, I mean, like in my later years. No, I guess it wasn't. I guess it was a good, what, 15 years?
Oh, well, when are you starting?
Well, I mean, throughout that time, I wasn't always single, but most Valentine's Day, it always happened on Valentine's Day. I was always
Yeah.
single.
But that makes it sound like you met your husband when you were 15.
I guess 20 would be my marker.
Okay, starting from 20.
Like adult relationship.
Yeah.
20, I didn't meet my husband until I was 35. So a
Yeah.
good 15 years of seeing Valentine's Day passing. And I think about year 10 of just feeling sorry for myself and all that nonsense that you see. I decided to be like, screw this. I
Yeah.
have a lot of love in my life. It's
Yeah.
not in that same way. It's not a romantic love, but a ton of love.
Yeah, for sure. I have been in a adult relationship for all of my adult life, and
Hmm.
I couldn't care less about Valentine's Day. I never have.
Oh, that's funny.
You know what my big romantic plans are for tomorrow?
What?
I'm watching your kids till 10 o'clock at night.
Oh, snap. That's because you have a love for me
I do.
and you are gifting me on Valentine's Day
Oh,
some good babysitting because I'm going to go to a murder mystery. How else does one spend Valentine's Day?
that does sound fun. Are you gonna have to act? I feel like you're gonna be embarrassed.
Oh, I did. Oh, girl, are you kidding me? Give me embarrassed. I'm like, this is what I've lived my life for. I'm hoping there's costumes. No, we do have to come up with code names. Which that I'm
Oh,
like, when he told me that, I thought, code names. You're not taking me like some sex dungeon where I have to come up with a code word, are
oh,
you?
or maybe you should say, you're not taking
Yeah.
me some sex dungeon.
Give that a couple years and then
Change that emphasis.
that's right. There you go. No, I'm good. I feel like I could go my whole life without visiting a sex dungeon, and I think I'm fine. So I can't wait to tell you about that next week.
I know. I can't wait to hear about it.
I already know who did it.
Are you gonna know? Like, is there a chance you could be the murderer?
I think so. I have no idea.
I've done it one time, and I was hella awkward to nobody's
Why?
surprise.
Why? It was weird playing a character that you weren't.
Yeah, I'm not an actor. I can't do that. It's not in my wheelhouse.
Oh, it's in my wheelhouse. I'll get right into it.
I can be silly and pretend with kids,
Mm-hmm.
but when it's like other adults, I'm like, I don't. We all know this isn't real.
Well, what I'm hoping for is a room full of strangers.
Well, sure, probably. It's in Louisville, right?
It is, but here's what's funny is, well, this is a Valentine's Day dinner date. Our double date is his grandmother.
Oh, sexy.
Yes, and Aunt Susan. So
Oh.
it will be a lot of fun. They're both very fun women, but I'm like, I hope I don't get like a sexy character. Oh, I will have to commit. I will
Yeah.
commit. But I'm like, buckle up, Nan and Susan. Here we go.
Oh
You're
my
gonna see a
gosh.
different side of Megan. So yeah, it should be fun, and I'll tell you all about it. But who knows? We'll see. We'll see what character I get, and if I'm the murderer.
When I asked Kevin, I was like, "Hey, we're not planning anything for Valentine's Day, are we?" He went, huh, "Oh, wait, why? Did you?" I was like, "No, it's okay. I just wanted to make sure we could watch Megan's Kids." He's like, "Oh, I mean, yeah, sure, we can do that." I'm like, "Okay."
That's hilarious. I also thought of one other thing. What if I go rogue and I'm not the murderer, but I just start
Just start really murdering. Don't really murder.
No. That would be extreme.
You said you were going to commit.
Not to that point. I mean, how annoying to the people that work there if I just started like dropping clues as if it were me that weren't like scripted. Like, it's not you. I'm like, I know, just go with it. I'm trying to mess with them. Like, oh, I need to reel myself in before tomorrow night. I'll get kicked out. It's fine. Okay. Well, thank you to your husband for graciously canceling his Valentine's Day. I'm sure
No,
they
I'm
were
sure. I'm
romantic.
sure the big plans had to get canceled. It's okay. You're welcome.
Well, to wrap it around back to Valentine's Day, just here's the thing. Whether you have someone to celebrate with, whether you don't care about it,
Yeah.
or whether you wish you had somebody to celebrate it with, just be grateful for all the love that is there in your life, around you, day to day. You can walk out your door and see it. It's there somewhere. It
And if
doesn't.
nobody loves you, just know we do.
Oh, yes. Yes.
We
And
do.
pay us and we'll love you more.
Our love can be bought.
Tell them about the Patreon there. No, I kid. So do you have like an irrational fear of something?
I have so many irrational fears, but go ahead.
Oh, good. I'm excited to hear them. Well, I just discovered one of mine that I didn't really realize was a fear of mine until I was like almost in like the cradle position, hunkered down.
Wow. Okay.
I know, and it was an extreme reaction to even if it really did happen, that would be an extreme reaction. So I discovered I have a fear of things falling on my head from my refrigerator.
Oh, okay. It's happened.
It has one time.
Oh.
It's happened one time. And I mean, maybe like in, I don't know, 20 years ago, and I just don't remember it. But one time, like in the last year, we had a bowl of Halloween candy and it was up and somebody didn't push it all the way back. I have a suspect in mind that could reach enough to get in it, but couldn't reach to push it back in its space. And when I opened it, the entire bowl.
Was that you?
No, it was Miles.
You would do. How come Miles get on top of the fridge?
Girl, he gets anything he can to climb on top of that refrigerator. Okay. Absolutely. No, I always come home and the step stool is always right there. I'm like, oh, you've been in the candy bowl. So, and he's getting taller, so it's no big deal. But he pulls it forward and he can't push it all the way back, or he doesn't care. He doesn't care who it rains on. So I opened it and it was so like I do remember it scaring me because it was so loud and like unexpected. Yeah. And so much of it, like it just kept coming and it's like, what is happening? But I thought I'd left that in the past. I thought everything was fine. I thought I was over it. And then tonight I did it to myself too. The kids were painting the other day and I put all their papers up high to let them dry. And I just set them on top of the refrigerator. And I guess, I don't know, air conditioner or something blew them forward. And when I opened that refrigerator, I heard something above my head and I dropped ready for it. I covered my head like you would for an earthquake in the school drills. And I was down low. And then I'm like, oh, nothing happened. What in the world? Where's all the candy? But my heart was racing. I was like, this is the silliest reaction to candy spilling on my head.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, it's just so funny how when your body does something that you're like, what? Get it together.
Yeah.
We're fine.
I was trying to prepare paint trays for, I don't know, my mass amount of children coming into school today. And I had all this red paint in one tray and I went to go get an orange. And when I opened up the cabinet, it fell onto that paint tray.
Oh no.
And red paint flipped and splattered. I mean, it looked like a murder scene.
It sounds so pretty though, too.
No, it was like not pretty. It was
orange and then the red.
The orange, all the other colors were fine. It was just red splatter all over. Oh no. I mean, it was thick. It was everywhere. So, and I had a class coming in like 3 minutes.
Oh no.
Of first graders. And you can't,
there's no stalling with first graders. They know.
So I mean, it was a mess. It was a lot of fun. No. I've got paint all over my sweater.
That was today?
Yeah. I look so disheveled. I went to go to the optometrist today and you want to go cute because you're going to pick out glasses. So you're like, well, I want to look like my best. So I know what.
They're cute, by the way. Remember when I was looking for a compliment earlier?
Oh, yeah. These are my old glasses. Glasses are not immediate.
Oh. Well, those are cute. I don't know.
It's for 2 years.
Aaron sent me a picture of two pairs of glasses earlier for me to pick out which one I liked. I swear I thought those were them. They look exactly the same. Why are you getting new glasses? Those look exactly the same.
I've had these for 2 years. I'd like to switch it up a little bit.
But I would have picked the other pair then because they look exactly like the pair you just got.
Okay. Well, I told you, I'm afraid this pair looks too similar to my current pair.
You didn't tell me
anything. I told that to everybody else I texted.
Oh my gosh. That is not fair to me. And I thought it was comical how there was like no texting. You just sent me 2 pictures with nothing. And I thought, she wants me to pick. All right, I picked. And then when I picked, no response back. I'm like, I guess I picked right.
I also sent it to Christine and Teresa, to Sophie.
So they all get the full conversation piece.
You actually got lucky because I sent once I narrowed it down to the final two because I had like 6.
Oh, well, then I did get really lucky.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I wasn't in on that.
You're right.
Oh, I thought yours. Anyway. Oh, that's hilarious. So yeah, well, I can't wait to see you in your new glasses.
Oh, thank you. They're cute. Like glasses just boop, they're ready.
I don't know how glasses work, Erin. I won't wear readers. All I know is you can go to Walgreens and get a pair of readers. That's what I know about glasses.
Yeah, that's not how specific prescription. They'll be ready in about 3 weeks.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't wait to see them. I bet they'll look so different.
Thank you, bitch. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. So anyway,
Irrational fear.
I went to the optometrist and I was like, I looked in the mirror and I was like, holy crap. Great. I'm glad I look like this, but it's fine.
Oh, yeah. Well, you look great.
Oh yeah.
The glasses
I
are doing
believe
it.
so much of everything you say now. No, my biggest irrational fear is my children turning into zombies. For sure. That's my biggest irrational fear.
Yeah.
My next irrational fear is probably things falling on my feet, like on my toes.
Oh yeah, I get that.
It hurts so bad. It's like debilitating for a while. It hurts so bad. So anytime I drop anything, like I like jump, both my feet go up.
You
off
like
the air.
end up injuring yourself more by jumping away.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get
worth
that. What about when you are walking in a grocery store and the cart behind you? I can't do it.
Back of your heels?
Oh, back of the heels.
Absolutely not.
No, do not. I will like shoo you away. Like if I turn around and there's a stranger that's too close, I'm like, watch where you're going with that.
That's why I clickless now. I don't go to.
Man, you're so smart.
I won't do it. I won't put myself in that.
That is a hazard. Like you are doing,
it is.
You're keeping yourself safe, and I get it.
Yeah, it's God's work.
Yeah, God's work. God's work. Yep, that's hard at work.
All right. Well, you ready? We have other stories.
That's quite a segue. Okay, so now let's slip from irrational fear to real fear.
Oh yeah, like ghost fear. Ooh. I like that you just called it real fear.
Well, it does evoke real fear, Erin. Nobody ever said the fear is fake.
Okay.
Oh Lord.
All right. Well, I'm going to go first.
Okay.
And I'm going to read Chelsea's story, not Charlie's story.
Oh, you look at you doing your homework, really realizing who it's from.
Yeah. Okay, so the subject line is Curiosity Shop killed the ghost.
Oh.
How would that work? That last part was part of it. How would that work? It was in quotations.
Oh, okay.
Cheers, sisters. Chelsea here. I felt the need to specify right out of the gate since Erin thought I was Charlie until the literal last line of my last story.
Oh, that's great, Chelsea.
No hard feelings. I just wouldn't be me if I wasn't giving somebody shit at all times. Erin just happens to be my latest victim, and then the little kissy emoji face.
Nice.
It's usually Megan, and it's usually Megan that I end up picking on.
True.
So enjoy the nice little change of pace.
Mm-hmm.
This story happened today.
Oh, wow. Lifetime.
2/10/23.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. 4 days ago. 3 days ago. Wow. Now you all listening, it's a while ago. But for us, in the past.
I'm so bad about time. I'm like, wow, today. When you said today, I was like, that's today. And I'm like, no, it's not. Tomorrow's Valentine's. It's fine.
It's all a construct.
Extremely recent.
It's very recent. In the local curiosity shop. But first, let's rewind to yesterday.
What's a curiosity shop?
Context clues, I would guess a thrift store.
Oh, okay. I've never heard of it called that.
Me either, but she references a thrift store throughout. So
okay, that's good to know.
I love calling it that.
Yeah, it's very cute. Like I'm curious about what's in here. Let's go see.
Yeah.
Curious where this came from.
That's right.
How old is it? Who knows? Lots of curiosity happens in a thrift store. This whole time though, I'm thinking like a curiosity shop of the mind. Like I had no idea. Like, what is she meaning? Curiosity shop. Okay. My friend Amber, who gave me permission to use her name, and I went thrifting yesterday. We ended up buying matching ceramic geese and ducks.
Why? Because why the fuck not?
Right.
Friendship fowl, TM.
Oh my gosh.
Are the new friendship bracelets. It's true because I said so. And then look at this cute little picture. And it's mom. Doesn't mom have a duck just like that?
Yes, mom does somewhere. This one right here.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so cute. I love it.
I know. We're going to have to take a picture with it so we can be part of the club.
Yeah, right. I love it.
Anyway, we had our friendship foul, TM, and we're making our way to the front to pay. Do you know what TM means? Trademark.
I'm sitting here trying to think. Oh, trademark. Sorry. Well, yeah, I know what
Chelsea's like, I'm trademarking this.
No,
Every
nice.
time she says it, she puts TM at the end, which I think is funny.
That's so cute.
And we're making our way to the front to pay when one of the lovely ladies who works at the curiosity shop showed us something. It was a duck paper towel holder. I did not end up buying the thing, but oh boy, the hold that duck had on me. I had the opposite of buyer's remorse all day yesterday. I could not stop thinking about this damn duck.
Oh.
What can I say? My brain said no, but my heart said quack.
Chelsea, you're the best.
So today I went back for it, crossing my fingers that no one had seen it, loved it as much as I did, and snatched it up. Lo and behold, it was still there. I grabbed my duck and a music box of a cat playing the piano. It plays the song Memory from Cats the Musical.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
This is not at all important to the story, but I love it, so now you get to know about it. And started slowly making my way to the front to pay, looking at everything one last time. As I was dilly-dallying and talking myself out of buying more shit I don't need, I heard something whisper my name, plain as day, directly into my ear.
What?
It was a very cold and breathy whisper.
Ew.
Oh, I hate it.
Mm-mm.
My hair immediately stood on end. I turned to look around for an explanation. There were other people in the store, but they were much too far away from me to have whispered in my ear. I feel like you can feel that.
Yeah, breathy is one thing. Cold and breathy.
Ugh, ugh.
That's a bad combination.
No, I don't like
Even
it.
like a cold wind, whatever. But a cold, breathy word.
Yeah, that word combination is what makes it bad.
It makes you like chills, but also like, ew.
Yeah, no thank you. Where I stood was a dead end. No one could have been behind or even next to me to have done this. Even if a living, breathing person did whisper in my ear, there was nowhere to hide. There was no one there. Confused, I started looking at the objects that were around me. I glanced to my right, and there on the table sat a box full of very
Ducks.
old... No. Good guess, though.
I mean, that's
they would be like, pouching.
My voice is breathy and cold, but I'm a cute little duck.
And we're all from New York, see? And we're from the 20s, eh? That'd be the 1920s, not the 2020s, you see?
And because you all can't see us, you don't realize that we're both quacking our hands while we're impersonating these 1920 ducks. Oh, good grief. Okay.
Okay, let me read that line again.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Okay. I glanced to my right, and there on the table.
And now all you're picturing are ducks.
Yeah. But with like cats on.
But, and like real ones. Not like they're just kind of like they come alive all of a sudden.
Ooh. Like okay. I glanced to the right, and there on the table sat a box full of very old, very creepy looking dolls.
Ew.
Most of them were made of fabric, but there were also 2 porcelain dolls next to the box. Isn't Chelsea the one who had that French porcelain doll?
I feel like so.
Oh, that we also had?
Yeah.
And then couldn't find when I went to go take a picture?
Maybe. I don't know. Can't remember if that was Chelsea or not.
I don't know.
I bet she would know.
Probably.
Let us know if it was you, Chelsea.
When I looked at the dolls, a feeling of loneliness washed over me. Whatever it was, I got the impression that it just wanted someone to acknowledge and pay attention to it.
Ew.
I don't know for sure that it came from the dolls, but it did feel that way. Pretty quickly after that, I paid for my things and peaced out.
Oh, so you didn't give it what it wanted. I feel like in stories.
She looked at it for a minute.
Acknowledge.
She looked at it for a minute and was like, hey there, doll.
Listen.
No, thank you.
Ghost story believer. I feel like that's a classic way to get haunted.
I feel like that's a classic way that they try to entrap you to be haunted.
Oh, please. So what if she just said out loud to this being, it's not a being, what is it? To this doll, okay.
With a spirit inside it.
To the spirit doll that like, hi, I see you, all is well, good luck. Like, I see you.
No,
I acknowledge
I
you.
feel like that's giving it power. It wants
you're not alone.
It wants you to acknowledge it, so you just go.
Oh, you're
that's
like shaming it.
Like when you go to a scary, like a haunted house. If you pay it attention, if it sees how scared you are, it's going to be worse.
And those are.
I know that those are real people. I know those are real people. But maybe those spirits were once too. Don't feed into it.
They once were spirits that worked in a haunted house.
Oh my gosh.
I
You were so annoying.
know.
Pretty quickly after that, I paid for my things and peaced out. I got to my car and it felt like someone was in the car with me.
Ooh, see, should have said, you're all good.
Nope.
Like, give a little salute nod. You're not alone.
No, I still think you handled that right.
Mm.
I went straight home. I live not even a minute down the street, which sounds like a bad temptation. This store is made for you.
Yeah, right? All the foul in the world live there. You're going to be there all the time.
And it felt like whatever it was still with me when I entered my house.
Mm.
If the ghost followed me, let's hope it's friendly and not attached to one of the new friends I picked up. If it is attached to one of my new finds,
Hong Kong, that's what it's going to do.
if it is attached to one of the new finds, at least I'll have some future stories to share with my two favorite sisters. Cheers, Chelsea. P.S. Quack.
I love it. Quack. Oh,
Her paper towel holder.
okay. Now I would be in love with that paper towel holder.
It's adorable.
It is so cute. It's not at all what I pictured.
Right.
It's a lot cuter than what I had pictured.
It is very cute.
Oh, that is so cute. And this is why Chelsea has been a fan favorite, you all. She is so dedicated. She is going to
She's
go
willing
out
to be
there.
haunted.
She's going to go out there and find haunted things and bring them back for stories.
That's right. Which actually brings me to an idea I've got.
Oh, tell us more.
First of all, thank you, Chelsea. And we'll debunk in a minute, except we won't be able to because it was a ghost. And your little sticker will be in the mail for writing in February.
That's right.
But also, what if
Okay.
we made some big goal?
Okay.
Like we get this many new Patreons or we get
Mm.
this many new stories in.
Mhm.
Some big goal.
Okay, lofty. We're thinking big.
Yeah,
Okay.
lofty.
Okay.
And then what if we buy you a haunted doll?
Oh, totally. Let's do
And
it.
then you can like see how creepy it gets.
See how it does absolutely nothing
But
in
then
the
my
closet.
my only fear is that I love
Your
the
kids
children
are
in
there.
your house.
Oh, they'll be fine. That doll's not going to do anything. It'll sit right next to the Ouija board that doesn't do anything.
No, they would give it too much power.
Oh,
Be right in there.
what world do you live in? Like,
Oh.
what is life like with you all day long?
It's scared. A lot of it.
It
It's
sounds
scared.
very magical and very scary.
No,
Like anything could go.
Yeah, or I thought maybe I'll just play Ouija board with you if we got a certain number. But
oh, now you're talking.
what if we get 10 new Patreons
Okay.
by April?
Mm-hmm. Boy, that's big.
Yeah, it's lofty.
Any tier.
Any tier.
Any tier. So you don't have to go the $5.
You could do 3.
You could all just come on into the $3 tier, help us pay Rue, and
then
you will do Ouija board. We'll do like a Ouija board.
No, that's for the doll.
Oh,
You get a haunted doll.
Okay, fine. How do you know it's like
you go on Etsy and or not Etsy,
Oh.
eBay, and they sell haunted dolls.
Shut up.
It's so weird to me that you don't know that.
What a scam.
Maybe.
What a scam.
Maybe.
All
Maybe
right,
not.
I'll roll the dice on this one.
Okay.
I think I can
And then
do
if
that.
we got like 20
by July.
Okay, 20 by July, and
Ouija
I'll do a
board
Ouija board
for
with
my
you,
birthday.
and we will live stream it.
Oh, now you're talking.
Yeah.
And I became a French.
I don't normally get all Irish, but
I know.
here you go, French. First we were 20s
The
ducks,
Ouija board.
and now we are Frenchmen.
I mean, I'm really trying to character act here.
It's great.
Thank you. I'm practicing.
You're getting into the character for tomorrow?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I really wish I could go.
I
Do
really
you think James could just stay home with the kids and I'll go?
I know, right? Girl, you know I wish it. You know I wish it, but that would be so mean for his Valentine's Day present that he gave me.
Well,
Oh,
he gets to spend time with his kids.
I mean, if it's a present, you should give someone what they want. I mean, I'm just
I'm
saying.
just saying.
And I hope he never listens to this episode. Okay.
Debunk.
Oh, debunk. Okay. A cold, not hot, breathy.
No.
Cold,
Which
breathy.
might be better.
Yeah, I don't know what.
A hot, it'd be like
Well,
moist.
I think the reason why it was cold and breathy is because that makes us think it's a ghost.
Yeah, it's a doll, a haunted
A
doll.
haunted doll.
Chelsea, send us one of those haunted
Oh,
dolls.
yeah, go
Send
back
it to
there.
Megan if we get that amount.
Yeah, we'll let you know. Don't send it. Don't seem it. Don't send it.
Ew, don't what?
Ew. I said seem it. Don't send it prematurely. Ew.
That's
I
our advice for the night. Don't
swear.
semen prematurely.
I said seam it. I meant to say
Mm.
send it. Oh my gosh, Aaron, only you. Okay.
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 Only me.
Well, just for that, I don't even have to debug.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I mean, I know she looked around. There looks like there's not enough people around. How in proximity is her friend to her?
No, this was the next day. She went back because she was sad that she didn't get
Oh, that's right.
the holder. Mm-hmm. Bring it on.
What if it was a worker that had worked there the day before, knew that it was Chelsea,
Okay.
and is like walking by and went to say something to Chelsea, but then like got embarrassed for some reason?
She's at a dead end.
Yeah, but is she like, is she looking? Which way is she looking?
I don't know, but if somebody goes to the effort of typing out, I was at a dead end, you have to believe that.
No, I believe she was at a dead end, but is she looking at
You're
the
always
dead
like,
end?
well, they don't even say that. And I'm like, no, they did. They did say it. She was like, I heard something. I'll investigate. She looked and there was nothing.
Well, there were people, but they were further away.
Yeah.
But maybe
not whispering in your ear. Have you ever had somebody whisper right in your ear?
Yeah.
And you feel it.
Yeah.
You like feel that presence right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what if the combination of hearing her name, like maybe it wasn't even somebody saying her name, like to her. Maybe somebody was talking to another Chelsea in the store. And they're like, Chelsea. And they whisper it to their friend because they want to, be that obnoxious person. Like, Chelsea, look at this over here. So anyway, they're like, Chelsea. And that sound carries. And you don't expect your name to be whispered, especially in a public place. So you're surrounded by, odd things. You hear this whisper. It's like gives you this cold chill. And that combination of hearing your whispered name, not expecting it, cold chill, turn around, super haunted dolls. I mean, they're haunted. That's not who said it, but the dolls are haunted. Clearly, clearly they're in a thrift store. They have to be haunted. But anyway, you see these haunted dolls and you're like, oh my gosh, I think one of these dolls is talking to me. And then you get a spooky, weird vibe for the rest of the day.
Do you think that your arms are actually longer after all that reaching?
Oh, look at that. I kept wondering why you were looking at my arms. Like, what are my arms doing? Why did you keep looking at my arms? You're funny, Aaron, but reach as I may, that's the only explanation that there is.
That's the only explanation that makes sense in the non-believing world.
Okay.
But
it's still an explanation that works.
It's a poor one. It's a poor one to me.
I mean, even we don't know how many shelves there are. Like, what if it's kind of set up like a library? So there's like different rows, and she's at a dead end, but right in the next row where she can't see people. But of course, it's like, imagine that back end's got little bitty holes all the way through it. You know what I'm talking about? So sound will carry.
Yeah.
Even maybe muffled, and maybe cold air conditioners kicks on right when it happens. But somebody from that aisle whispers Chelsea, ooh, like a stalker. Oh, Chelsea, I hope you don't have a stalker. But that's an explanation too. Whispers your name, air conditioner kicks on, ghost dolls are there. Boom. You've got the perfect trifecta of there must be a spirit here.
Maybe if it weren't for the fact that Chelsea is very experienced with the paranormal, she's had all this stuff happen to her, and she immediately thought, I'm going to look around and find an explanation that makes sense logically.
Well, sure, but you don't go.
And so she looked everywhere.
No, she did not say she looked in the next row. She said,
I looked around. End.
A dead end here. Like, I can't go any further, but that means the rows could all be dead ends. Okay. Yeah, you're looking at me.
No,
you're like, I
am not.
A dead end.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that there's something that's not
I just feel like if that happened to me, I would investigate thoroughly, and it sounds like she did.
Yes, she did in her row.
Oh my gosh.
She doesn't mention anything about the row next door.
Okay.
That has little holes in the sound. That little holes, that was a good one.
No, it wasn't. I've had that feeling. Or even in real, like somebody whispers and you're like, what the hell?
Yeah, I don't like that feeling.
Yeah. Actually, let me bring it back real quick. My only complaint about my new beautiful living space.
Yeah.
I fought having carpet. I was like, I don't want carpet. Kevin really
Mhm.
wanted carpet, but whatever. If that's the only thing I have to concede on, we'll get carpet.
There we go.
And now I love it.
Okay, nice.
What I don't love,
Vacuuming.
oh yeah, that sure. But everybody who comes into my room is so quiet.
Oh,
There
weird.
is no sound to alert me
Oh.
that they're coming in.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's horrible
Oh, yeah, that is creepy.
because Penelope has like figured out like, oh, I can walk in and stand at your
Oh,
bedside,
no.
and there is not that even that feeling that somebody's there. All of a sudden,
Oh.
I just hear, "Mommy," and I'm like, ah, what? Every night, not every night, but it's more often than it should be.
No.
And then the other night, I was like, oh, by myself, hey, what was gonna happen? And then I was like, oh no, I should get up and lock this door.
Yeah, somebody sneak in.
And that changes the mood.
Ah, it sure does. They're like, forget it. It's not even worth it anymore.
Right. Then this weekend, when the whole family's home, Kevin and I are trying to watch that Last of Us show.
Oh, yeah, so good.
It's great. We're behind, but it's great. We're in a very exciting part. Sophie decides this is when she is going to creep in as quiet. She doesn't even have to be quiet. That kid is not a quiet person.
Yeah.
Could not hear her. She gets right next to Kevin and then jumps up. I almost peed the bed.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it is so
But
quiet now.
Aaron, I'm picturing where your bed is.
Well, the door was open. Like we had our
Oh.
the bedroom door wasn't closed
Yeah.
because we're like, it's like not late. The kids are
Okay.
awake. If they need us, we'll hear them.
Okay.
But we're like back secluded.
Right.
And we're watching a movie. We're not like doing it. So
Yeah.
the door is open. So she
Yeah.
just crawled in and we were like
Oh,
focused
she
on
was
the movie.
crawling. I thought she
yeah.
walked in.
No. Crawled. Like slithered in. And then it became a whole thing. Kevin's like, oh, I'll get her back. So
Oh, no.
Sophie and I the next night are watching Enough. Great movie.
Oh, yeah, that's a great movie.
It's newly on Netflix. You should watch it.
Uh-huh.
Another exciting part, Kevin does it. I'm like, I need you all to chill. There is no noise. I'm going to have to start figuring out a way to creak the stair.
A bell, something. It
Oh my
dings
gosh,
when
it's
you open it.
horrible. It's so scary.
Oh.
But the point is, having that whisper so
Mhm.
close, you can feel it.
Mm-hmm.
It can't be through a little peg hole.
Well, it can be imagined that way. It can be perceived that way because you're not expecting to hear your name being whispered in a place like that.
Yeah. No.
But there are more than one Chelseas out there in the world. I don't know. That's just my debunk. There it is.
Okay. It's not your best work.
Hey, but it's work.
It's something. All right, your turn.
Okay, here we go. Well, first of all, I have to say thanks to David because he gave me a tutorial on how to work TikTok.
Oh, so did Rue. I meant to tell you. She stopped
nice.
editing and was like, here's how you do it. And I forgot to send it to you.
Nice. Well, David to the rescue, Rue to the rescue as well. But Aaron doesn't like to give me my messages. It's fine.
Oh, sorry.
So, well, he talked about how to do TikTok. Girl, I got you on Reddit. It took me like 0.10 minutes.
0.10 minutes. Okay.
It took me very quick to figure out how to go to somebody's profile.
Okay.
So I went back to that one that you were talking about, gave us permission to read their profile, and they have a lot.
Oh, nice.
So what I'm gathering, because Reddit doesn't explain like a bio about this person, or if they do, I haven't found it yet.
Okay.
So I'll go back and investigate more. But what my guess is this is like an author who writes like autobiographies, like little shorts about themselves, little short stories.
Cool.
Which is really cool. Now this story I just found fascinating, and it was one of the first ones I read, and I just stopped because I thought, okay, this is very creepy. It's very good. It's not necessarily paranormal.
Okay.
But it definitely gave me chills.
All right.
Okay, so the title is Ring of Fire, and this is by Black Cat.
Actually, that's by Johnny Cash.
Yeah. Look, I was like, wait, you know their name? That would be amazing if Johnny Cash wrote in about...
Oh, it would be especially amazing because it would be from beyond.
Yes. If only.
Then there'd be no denying it.
Yes, I could find a way. Okay.
I'm sure you could.
Ring of Fire. When I was a theater studies student... It's like we're kindred spirits. I'm going to be an actress tomorrow night.
I was like, you went to theater school?
Oh, might as well. I'm going to act it out tomorrow night. Anyway, in the Midlands of England, we had to take our little theater company on tour around the local rural countryside as part of the practical side of the course.
Huh, cool.
Yes, this is crazy to me. Being a proper London girl, I wasn't best pleased with the prospect of roughing it in a 10-person van, and then in parentheses, there were 15 of us in the company.
Oh no,
Oh,
that's
right.
horrible.
But for the sake of my art, I stopped being a silly tart and threw myself in with enthusiasm.
This is the most elegant story we've ever read.
I know. And
sorry, Chelsea.
yeah, right. Boy, see, back to hating her, back to loving
Chelsea
me.
was very charming.
It was very
This
charming.
is elegant.
This is elegant. This is just very British.
That's pretty good for you.
Thank you. I tried. One day, we broke down in the middle of nowhere, and by the time we got to the campsite, all the spaces in the campsite had been taken. So they're camping
Oh my gosh.
They're
in this van.
in a van,
with too many
traveling
people.
traveling countryside with too many people. Yes, the whole 9
Oh,
yards.
that's horrible.
We had 3 performances locally the next day. It had gone 8 p.m.
Mm.
Love that. It had gone 8 p.m.
Gone where? Gone in the past?
It'd be hilarious if that's just a typo. And they're like, the one typo. Like, it had gone 8 p.m. It had gone 8 p.m. I'm going to say it. How many times can I say it?
It's up to you. One more.
That's true. I could say it as many times as I want. And it was almost pitch dark. We didn't have many options left. Our director said it would be best if we drove the van into the near forest and all slept in the van for the night.
Oh no.
I know.
How do you sleep like that?
15 people in a 10-person van.
I'd be cramped with 11.
Horrible. And as it was too late to continue driving around and having an early start the following day, we reluctantly agreed.
Oh no.
We found a quiet part of the forest that was open with not many trees, and by 9:30 we were settled in the van, in parentheses, if a little cramped and cold.
Mm.
We were all 19/20-year-olds and had a big adventure ahead of us.
Yeah, well, that's the only way you could do it.
Yeah, you're like,
if
this
you
is
told me
it.
to do that now,
Oh,
I would
hell no.
I would find somebody to fire.
Oh.
I don't know what I would have to do.
You become Karen real fast.
I would.
Yeah.
Like, I don't become a Karen often. That would be my time. I'm like, I need to speak to somebody.
Eh,
This is not what I signed up for.
I need the manager of the forest. This is bullshit. The van broke down, but I'm not having
I
it.
need to lay down, and I don't want anyone in my lap when I do it.
Right.
Unless it's consented.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
good point.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, yeah. But yeah, like your neck, I'd imagine they're all
Oh,
sitting up and then some on the shoulders.
And then they have to
Oh.
go perform the next day.
Yeah, but they're
They're
20.
1920.
Yeah,
they can do it.
For sure. At around 11:30, I was stirred awake by one of my colleagues screaming and another bloke saying, "This is bad. We're so screwed."
Oh my gosh.
To my complete horror, through my sleep-blurred eyes, I saw that our little van was completely surrounded by about 50 men dressed in...
What? Dressed in what?
Sorry. Well, they put this in parentheses and they didn't need to. I'm sorry. I'm like... like, why would you put that in parentheses? Sorry. I was slipped into a different mode.
Okay.
Dressed in what appeared to be old-fashioned rural farming clothes, with homemade torches all burning brightly.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Creepy AF. Like, all right, Karen, what are you going to do then?
Yeah, you said not paranormal, but I'm immediately thinking it's a time glitch.
Yeah, when I first read this, that girl right here, eye to eye, that's where I went to.
Because they'd be like, what is this contraption?
Yeah, no, but listen.
Okay.
I started panicking, but didn't scream. I couldn't take my eyes off the men.
Oh my gosh.
They weren't moving an inch, didn't have any expression on their faces. That's the creepiest part.
Yeah.
Not even when we listen to this, Aaron. Not even when we bibbed the horn at them. Bibbed.
Oh, but that's so cute.
I know. For a minute, it makes you forget how scared we are.
Yeah, I'm
I
terrified.
mean, how do you bip a horn when you're that scared?
Oh,
But
my
apparently
gosh.
they bip horns when they're scared.
Oh.
So not even when they bibbed the horn at them. 2 of the blokes even got out of the van and shouted at the men.
Ooh, those are brave people.
They are.
Maybe
I know.
not, maybe dumb people.
And I
but-
would be yelling at them, do not open that
Oh
van
my gosh,
door.
same.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, you're in a van. Start it and drive.
Absolutely. Well, the van's broken down, Aaron.
Oh, I forgot that the van was broken down. But they
Yeah.
got to the forest.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I do listen to my own stories that I read. But maybe you're afraid you also have them in surround. So what, you just drive through them all?
Well, if you start driving and they don't move, yeah. If you're
Wow.
gonna put a torch to me
Yeah.
and you're not
I
gonna
guess it would be
move,
how close to the van are they? Because they
I'd
don't
bump
really.
them.
They, boop, boop. A bip, bip,
A bip bip,
a bip,
a
bip,
bip
a
bip.
bip,
That's how I bip bip.
boop. I'm gonna bip, bip right up to you, and you better boop, boop out of there
That's
because
right.
here I come. How close are they to the van? It does say
Yeah,
they're surrounding, so it could be a wide
that's
circle,
true.
or they could,
Close enough to see detail.
yes. Ooh, so creepy.
For some reason, I'm picturing the same man over and over again.
Ooh, yeah, I
I'm
think
sure
I was
that's
too. I think I was too. I didn't realize I was until you said that.
yeah. Ugh.
To the total horror of everyone else. So the two men got out of the car.
Mm.
The two men got out of the van and shouted at the men to the horror of everybody else. So
Yeah.
everybody's like yelling at them to not get out. Needless to say, we were all terrified. Every time we tried to move the van, the men moved a step forward.
No, no.
That's horrible,
This
Aaron.
is so scary.
What would you do?
I don't know.
Just sheer panic at that point.
Yeah. Oh, I really think I would be like, what?
Go.
They see
Floor
what I'm
it.
planning. I don't think I'd floor it, but I'd drive slow enough that you
Just
better get out of the way.
The slowest move ever.
Slow crash. Slow crashing death.
Ooh, I would be so afraid. What would they do once you hit the first person?
'Cause they'd,
Like
like,
the
climb
rest
up?
would, yeah, the rest would just like a mob.
Oh no, like
That
the
you'd have to
spiders
just
and
you,
Harry
ooh,
Potter.
golly, these people sound horrible. You just have to gut it and go. If you're gonna go that route, that's how you'd have to go.
I would at least shout, if you don't move,
Yeah,
I'm gonna drive over you.
Give them a good mom voice.
Give them a good morning.
Mom them out of
You've
there.
got 3 seconds to
You bet.
get out of my
Look,
way.
Look into my eyes. Do I look like I'm playing with you?
I am not playing.
Oh, that's smart. Mom voices could get a lot done, actually.
That's true.
But they're 20-year-olds. They don't know the mom voice. They've only ever heard. Oh, that's so sad.
They're British. Not that I'm judging British people, but I just don't know how mean they can get.
I mean, they do bip their horns.
They bip. They're so
sweetest
cute.
thing ever. They can. I'm sure they can get pretty rowdy and pretty mean. But here's what I'm saying about the mom voice. The thing that would help us if we had to sleep in a van that crowded, we would already be so pissed.
Oh, so mad.
So
it would take so little to piss me off at that point.
Oh yeah. In fact, this doesn't even sound scary anymore. This is like, oh, you want to fucking come at me when I just decided to sleep?
I wish you would.
Oh,
you're gonna bug around and find out right now.
Exactly. This started at 11:30 at night, right?
Oh my gosh.
And they're sitting here, and every time they try to move, they're moving closer. Just to recap.
That's horrible. Okay.
At 1:30.
What?
All the men suddenly just turned, walked away through the trees.
There is no possibility that I would have sat there until 1:30.
For 2 hours.
No.
Panicking for 2 hours?
No. I would have driven over somebody at this point.
And this is, I don't know what year this was, but it sounds sounds like it was before cell phones.
Okay.
Whew.
Okay.
So what? At a certain point, you just calm down and you're like, well, they're not doing anything. Let's just sit here for a minute and see what they're going to do.
They've got torches. Are those torches still alight? I don't know how long torches go.
I have no idea. But it sounds like they lasted for a good 2 hours. They were homemade. Does that make a difference?
Man.
When they're homemade, they're like really good
Homemade
quality.
is usually better.
I mean, there you go. So who knows? We were absolutely knackered.
I can only imagine.
I just keep thinking that word means drunk, but that wouldn't make sense that they all just started drinking. That doesn't sound like the best solution.
Unless they're giving it to the men.
Like, you want a little nip?
No, I think that means like tuckered out.
Oh, yeah. You're so right. And I've already read this. Too tired to drive anywhere else. So we took turns in keeping watch in case the men came back, but they never did.
Okay, so why do you not think it's a time glitch?
And also, I don't give a fuck how tired you are. You're like, Jim, buckle up, dude. Get us out of here.
We're gone.
We're gone. Even if it's like, let's drive, whatever. Okay.
I have more questions. When they turned and walked away,
Mm-hmm.
if they're in a circle,
Mm-hmm.
did they all walk in a straight line away and then just get further and further apart?
Or did they just kind of like
or did they like join up in a line and walk away? Or like a crowd and walk away?
Oh, that's such a good question. Oh, how do I talk to somebody on Reddit? I guess I just get on here and ask them.
Yeah. You can talk to people. You told me that once.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You can. I forget. So here is how I know it's not it's not paranormal. So because you
Okay.
can talk to people on Reddit because
Oh,
I'm
okay.
reading what their conversation is.
Oh, okay.
So this other person says, "What an odd and terrifying experience. Glad to know that they didn't come back." And then Black Cat, the author, wrote back, "So were we, believe me. We were all crapping ourselves, LOL."
Except they couldn't because they're in a 15-person
Oh my
van.
gosh, that's awful.
If they were all crapping themselves in that van, shut
Oh, that mom, Karen, and that mom voice would come out so quick.
You tighten that sphincter right now.
You better hold it. I don't care how terrified you are. The funny thing was, we recognized a few of the men in the audience the day after.
Oh my gosh.
So real people.
Or more time glitch. I'm
Oh,
still saying it could be
Lord.
a time glitch.
I want to know, and this is where I'm gonna ask that question that you did.
Okay.
What was it again?
How they got away. Did they walk in a
Did they
straight
turn
line or did they
Yes.
merge?
And then when you saw them the next day, were they still wearing the farm attire?
Yeah.
Or were they dressed normally?
Oh my gosh. That is so scary.
And then they say, it put us off slightly, especially when one of them started to urinate where he was standing.
Oh, wow.
And
That's not what you're supposed to do.
No. And I don't know, it sounds like a great festival. They were having a lot of fun. This person sounds drunk. And someone else shouted, "Get your tits out, love." And then they just said, "That's community theater for you."
Oh, yeah.
I guess. I have no idea. It makes me want to join, though. I mean, I don't like the other part, but that just sounds like a fun time. Somebody peed on themselves and someone else yells, "Get your tits out, love." What does that even mean?
What does it mean? I think we know what it means.
I know, get your tits out, but why would that be your reaction to somebody urinating?
I feel like that also happened.
Oh.
We saw a man urinate and somebody else yelled, "Get your tits out, love."
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I don't think they were mutually exclusive. They're like, wait a minute, we're peeing now? Somebody show me your boobs. I have to see both. I can't see one without the other.
In my mind, it was like someone urinated, and then that was almost that was like a British response. Just like, "I'll get your tits out, love. You've been pissing on yourself."
If anything, it's like, get your out.
Nah, no, I don't know. Whatever.
Okay. I didn't mean to say on this. That was really
You need to bleep it like you did.
I know. It was
that
aggressive.
One time I said the P word, you bleeped me, and I was like, "Oh, good for her." Because as I was listening, I thought, "Oh, you're about to say the P word on here, Megan." And then you bleeped me, and I was like, "Yes, good job, Aaron. You know that's too far." Okay. So I don't think, I mean, unless, like you said, a time glitch, like glitching all over the night before and then during their, but that, I don't know, that leads to a lot. It sounds like these are real people.
Yeah, it does.
So this reminds me of a story, and you know it, but you're going to pretend like you haven't ever heard it before.
I can't wait. It is one of the scariest stories you have.
It is, and it's real, and it did happen to me, and it's wild, but trigger warning, it does involve the KKK.
Oh my gosh.
So this happened to me back when I was a 4-H camp counselor. I taught nature for 2 summers in a row. Best job I ever had. So much fun. It was like the real world. And you know this because you did it too. But
yeah,
it's like the real world. So you have like 8 strangers and they all come from different places and you get to live together for a summer.
And do a job. It really is like the real world.
It is. Yeah. And then sneak in back on camp on the weekends and drink.
Oh, yeah.
When nobody's there. Yes, it is a blast. So anybody out there who's about 18 years old and wants a fun summer job.
Oh, camp staff is the way to go.
Yes, go for it. So anyway, but it's your home. Like you get this sense of like possession over it, even though you don't own it. You're not renting it.
You do live there though.
You do live there. So it's like our home.
And campers, like, just so we can explain 4-H camp.
Yeah.
At 4-H camp in Kentucky, at least the ones that we worked at, we had different counties coming in each week. Like Monday through Friday, we'd have a new county with new adults and all these people, new campers, obviously, but like new people running their county's camp. And we were there to provide, you know, all the camp experience.
Yeah. I was a nature instructor. So I would take all these new kids every week that would come in and teach them about nature and yada, yada, yada. So long story. That's still going to be long, but it's fine. That's what y'all are here for. One night we did have this, it was just this weird group. Like, you know, the whole group just felt strange.
Yeah. What county was your camp in?
Oh
yeah. Don't say the county that this happened in, but what, like, I worked at a different camp, same 4-H camp, but a different camp location.
Ours was in London, Kentucky.
Which is Sounds very fancy,
London,
let me
Kentucky.
tell you.
And I can't even
It's not super fancy.
in a good British accent, but no, it's London, Kentucky. It's definitely not eloquent.
It's like when people think stereotypical Kentucky, they're thinking
Yes,
London,
they're
Kentucky,
thinking London, Kentucky.
which is no shade because
No,
I know a lot of great country people.
oh yes, and well, and I lived there for 2 summers. People are lovely. It's great,
Yeah.
but it is what you're thinking. It's very rural. It's very country, and it's surrounding counties. So this county, I won't say the name of the county.
Yeah.
But this county was even deeper.
Yeah.
I mean, they were deep in Eastern Kentucky.
Yeah.
And they came to our little camp, and it was just a different vibe. It wasn't because they were too country or anything like that. It was inappropriate things. Like, for example, one night, we're it's a kids dance and everybody's having a good time and funny and it's silly and we're all laughing, and it was indoor. They really pushed for it to be indoor, which was weird because normally we would have all the dances and festivities outside.
Yeah.
But for some reason, they wanted it to feel more like a high school dance, even though these are younger kids.
Yeah.
They didn't really say that, but they're like, no, it has to be in like the cafeteria. So it was all really weird demands.
Yeah.
Were had. And we're like, well, okay. I mean, it's your all's experience. I guess we'll do it. But they turned off the lights, and that's really why they wanted the lights down. And they had like glow sticks and weird stuff like that. And I just remember at some point, one of the adult leaders saying something about, well, I know where you could put that glow stick, said something to me about it.
Ew.
And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I
Yeah.
just remember walking away, like, I don't even understand what just happened, but I feel like you had an innuendo in there that I'm not here for. So I
Yeah.
remember walking out of that.
Because the campers are
Oh, yeah,
9 to 12.
Yeah, right. So there should not be any room for I mean, that shouldn't be a room anyway.
Gross.
But especially in a camp setting.
Right.
So anyway, this night, it was like the last night that they were there. So we were so glad. We're like, get rid of these weird people. Let's just get back to like our regular fun crowd. And it was usually on the last night, everybody kind of stays up a little bit later. So we had to stay up a little bit later and supervise and make sure. Well, finally, it looked like everybody had kind of settled down. Lights were being turned off. And we decided, because as you do, that all of us female staffers decided to go over to the guys' trailer and go watch a movie.
Oh, I love Hessie.
Well, listen, it was just a movie night. It wasn't anything other than that.
Netflix and chill. Have you ever heard of it?
That was before Netflix. That's how old I am. There was still chill time though. So anyway, we start walking. We've done this like every night. That was our routine. We go and watch a movie, right? Because you didn't have cable, you didn't have real streaming, you didn't have TV. You just
I watched so many movies that summer.
Right. So we start walking across the path, and it's just over this field, and there's tennis courts and whatever. And we're going past that, and all of a sudden, this man comes out, and like his arms are crossed, and he was like, "You can't go past here." Well, this is like our home. We're there all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you mean?
It's not your home.
Right. And this was one of the adult leaders that was there. And we're like, what do you mean we can't go past there? He's like, not tonight, ladies, not tonight. And I'm just looking at him like, what? Not tonight. Yeah, you don't ever tell Megan Clem. And that was back when I was Clem. I was even a little more rebellious back then. You don't tell me in my home, not tonight, ladies. Mm-mm.
Yeah, no.
So I kind of argued with him for a minute. He just kept repeating the same thing, like, not tonight. And just kept getting more firm. And I was like, all right. So we turn around and we go back, and I was like, oh, fuck that. So we started putting on like army makeup and we're taking it real serious at first. But we didn't realize what we were about to walk into by any means. But we thought, screw this guy. Like, what is he doing? Does he have, I don't know, something he's not supposed to happen? In our wildest imagination, this is not what we thought we were going to stumble upon. So we get all black on. And we know this camp better than anything. So we know where the tall grass is that we can just army crawl through. Mm-hmm. We could have just army crawled right through, but not me. I'm like, why? What do you got going on? Something. Mm-hmm. I am very suspicious, I guess. Of everything.
Oh, I'm nosy as hell. I want to know.
Oh, I'm nosy. I guess I'm would you call that skeptical? I'm like, I'm not just going to take your no. I'm just not going to just naively go on.
No, because I'm not skeptical, and I would 100% go check that out.
Okay. So we army crawled. We decided to live dangerously and army crawl closer to where he told us not to go to. And on the other side of the tennis courts, there's a shelter that's usually not used.
Yeah.
and it's kind of over a little hill, so you wouldn't really see it from a lot of stuff, except
Mhm.
for that we had crawled right there. And we look, and they had taken all of the boys, like the teen leaders, not the campers, but teen
Ugh,
leaders.
gross.
So you've got like age 13 to 18
Yeah.
young men, and they're all boys. They're still boys.
Yeah.
And they're sitting on these benches, and they are all wearing white t-shirts and khaki pants. And then
Which is not normal camp attire.
no, not at all. Not at all. And I recognized the boys that were there, so I knew
Sure.
that they were from our camp. And then out walks this man who is dressed.
Oh,
What would you call that? A grand marshal? What are they called?
I think so.
Or
Yeah.
a grand wizard?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe wizard. It's horrible.
Dressed like a leader of the KKK.
Oh my gosh.
And he is walking, he's pacing back and forth, and I can't hear every word he's saying, but it is like preaching is what it sounds like.
Oh,
Very preachy. And at that point, like the hair on my arm stood up, and I was like, "Oh fuck. Like this is something big. Like this
yeah.
is not just like kids going to go try to get in the pool or something
Right. Or
like that.
smoke some pot.
Smoke some pot, whatever was about to go down in my mind. This was way beyond. So I'm like,
Oh,
we have
I can't
got
imagine how scared I'd be.
Oh, it was terrifying. I said, we've got to get to Wiley, who was our camp manager, like right now. And so because he was like maybe 5 years older than us, but he was the adult, right?
Right.
He was the one in charge. So he was like dad, so like, we got to get to Wiley. So I was like, come on, we got to go. So we were army crawling, army crawling. We get up to the boys. I mean, we ran into that trailer, and we were like crying and terrified, and we started telling them what happened. Like, what are you talking about? So they
Oh,
decided to go wake up Wiley, who is in the trailer next to him, because he was a responsible adult. He's like, your movie nights are for kids, not me, even though he literally was like a few years older than us.
Mhm.
But anyway, he came over, and he's like, calm down. And what happened? And we start telling him, he's like, no way. And we're like,
Mm.
I swear to you, it's everything I've seen in the movie. That's what this man looked like.
Oh my gosh.
So Wiley's like, all right, well, I'm gonna go up there and find out what's going on. So,
Not by yourself,
oh no,
Wiley.
he took Jeremy, who was like 18-year-old boy, scrawny, God love him.
Oh my
Thought he had
gosh.
big muscles, but you know how that goes. Anyway, but Wiley,
Oh, okay.
anyway, Wiley had some things going on. So Wiley, he goes up with Jeremy, and they go to the shelter, and we are just like terrified.
Yeah.
And we feel like sitting ducks too. Like we're sitting here. So Wiley just kind of meanders up there, and he's like, what's going on, fellas? And as soon as they could hear him approaching, they all changed their shirts.
The boys
The
did?
boys all
Oh
changed
my
their shirts.
gosh.
Like as he's walking up, they're putting shirts on, like regular camp t-shirts.
Gross.
Oh, so they're like, oh, nothing. We're just having like a, just a farewell, boys, whatever,
Gross.
hurrah. Uh-huh.
Even if
And
that's what it was, gross.
yeah, right. Well, Wiley was like, well, it's camp hours are over, so it's time for everybody to break up and go home. And they resisted him. They were like, well, we will. When we're done, we will.
No.
And he was like, well, again, camp hours are at this time and da da da. So you all need to wrap it up quickly. So then Wiley goes,
And I'll stand right here while you do this.
yeah, no, Wiley, no, at this point it freaked Wiley out enough. He
Yeah.
knew at this point, he realized they didn't make this up. Like
Yeah.
this shit's for real.
Oh
So
my gosh.
they watch him because his trailer, they know where his trailer is. It's in a different direction, and he starts walking up towards the main camp, which by the way, this was back before cell phones.
Oh my gosh. It's so scary.
So the only phone on camp is the one, not even in Wiley's trailer. The only phone on camp is the one up in the common area, like up where the way up. So Wiley and Jeremy start taking off. No, he sent Jeremy back to us to protect us
Okay.
with his little muscles.
Okay.
And
I've heard this story.
I know, and he went to call the police.
Oh my gosh.
So he gets there and he calls the police, which I'm like, whatever, we're in London, Kentucky. I mean, I hope the police are on the right
Right.
side. You can only hope. But Lord knows how that goes.
At this point, you got to hope it everywhere, but good
Right.
grief.
Yeah, absolutely. It should be a standard, not a hope. But anyway, he gets to there and he calls the police. Meanwhile, we are sitting in this little trailer. Jeremy comes in and he's telling us, I was like, oh yeah, this is for real, whatever. So we're like, oh my God. I am not kidding you that this next part happened. It was out of a movie. They all left that little place and started coming towards our trailer with flashlights
No.
and they were hollering and hooping. Like they weren't saying anything like we're gonna come, but it was just like how like I can't even do it. Just like loud,
Ugh.
weird howling and hooting. It was horrible. And they're coming through the trees with these flashlights towards our trailer.
Oh my gosh. And you're like a bunch of
Oh,
teenagers.
we were babies. We
Oh
were
my gosh.
babies and we were sitting ducks because there's like one exit out of this trailer. And what do we do? So we just hid. I mean, we're all just hiding in this trailer, but looking out the window, seeing their flashlights get closer and closer and closer until whoop whoop, lights go.
Oh,
Cop
thank the
lights go
Lord.
and they scatter.
Oh,
And
gross.
it was to date the scariest thing that I've ever. Oh, it's like my teeth are chattering right now just talking about it.
It is. That is awful.
Plus, your house is cold and like a.
Do you feel a cold whisper
And
in your
I was
ear?
gonna say, and something just cold whispered Chelsea in my ear.
Oh no.
Anyway, all jokes aside, it was terrifying. So,
Yeah.
but we were like hound dogs with it. We did not let it go. We didn't let it scare us. They were very unfriendly with us the next day,
Yeah.
like staring us all down. I mean, extremely unfriendly, but you bet your ass. As soon as they left, we reported them to the police. We reported them to the head of 4-H. We
Good.
gave specific names.
Yeah, that's not our 4-H.
Yeah, it was. And then for a while we were on alert. Like 4-H came and they made sure that our campsite was secure. They sent extra security because retaliation
Yeah.
is a true thing. I mean, clearly they were coming at us. So
Oh my gosh.
yeah, it was terrifying.
That is so scary. That's so scary.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm so glad we got to hear both of those terrifying true stories.
I know. Yeah. What do I always tell you? True stories are even more terrifying.
They were all 3 true stories, but like you can't debate.
I didn't even catch it.
You can't debate those 2 stories because they're like people who are living, breathing, and just evil incarnate.
Yeah. Well, okay. So that takes me back to the original story.
Well, what were they doing for 2 hours?
What were they doing? Just intimidating. And I think somebody else on that thread said, do you think they just didn't want anybody to settle on that land? So they were just trying to intimidate and scare you off of that. I mean, well, it works. I mean, but it didn't.
It didn't really because they were like, well, I guess they're committed.
Guess they got tired and went home. But yeah, the whole thing is so bizarre. What was their intent? And was their intent like satisfied? What did they want?
Oh, it's so weird.
Like, I know nobody can convince me otherwise. Some of the questions I do remember, like, that the investigators asked us seemed kind of like almost trying to lead us to know, like, well, maybe they were doing, no, 100%. I know what was happening.
Yeah.
I know it. I saw it. I was there. I felt it. Like, you talk about a feeling, like it was thick. Ugh. It was a horrible feeling of like evil and hatred is what I felt. So I'm convinced. I know exactly what I saw. But what was that group of people doing around their van?
I have no idea.
For 2 hours. I don't know. I would go back if that had actually happened to me. Like, I would relive that so often, trying to figure out what it was they wanted.
Ugh,
it's crazy.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awful. Well, I'm so glad we got that story. I'm so glad we got all the stories. They were great.
Yes, they were wonderful.
Man. All right.
I know. Where do you go from there?
I know. How do we wrap this up?
I know. With a fan favorite.
Okay.
Are you ready for one?
I am.
I'm so excited.
Are you?
Yes.
Oh.
When am I not ready, Erin?
Okey-dokey.
Such a silly question. Okay, so I have been holding this one in my pocket for a while because I always kind of hate to give them out to my real friends in real life because it almost feels like nepotism.
Yeah, we've been doing it a lot lately.
Well, you gotta eventually do that.
Yes, that's true.
So this fan is Melissa, the one, the only.
Our Melissa.
I want to say Davis. She didn't care. It's her, and that's not her last name anymore.
Oh.
So Melissa Davis.
Okay.
If you want to know who she is, too bad. She got married, so her name just changed.
Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations. We talk about her wedding at one point on here. I talk about her all the time. She's the friend, one of my original ghost stories that was supposed to come and help me paint.
Yeah.
This is the Melissa. But I've been noticing lately, she's been making comments in real time about our episodes. And I thought, oh, girl, you've been listening.
That's my favorite thing about our Facebook thread is when people when we like communicate about the episode, I'm like, oh, good, you're like with us here.
Yes, that like we're having a back and forth conversation because you're great to talk to, but sometimes it gets a little stale. You know, I didn't mean that. It's just for shock value. Anyway, let's go back to the positive. So this is Melissa, and I told her, you know, thanks for supporting us, especially me. I know what can we, I mean, you know, I've known her the longest.
Okay.
What can we plug for you? I've known Melissa since like 6th grade, I think. And then she said, ha ha. Like, I love her. So I was like, ha ha, that's funny. Wow, thank you. I don't mean to get political, which, whatever, Melissa. Yes, you do. That bitch is political all the time. And I love it because I agree with all her politics. So
there you go.
I'm fine with it. And it's my podcast, which means, Melissa, it's kind of yours too because we've known each other that long. That's how that works. So
I'm just a second fiddle. I'm just up here.
That's right. So
I agree with everything you say too, so it's fine.
That's right. That's right. But I'm tired of gun violence.
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
Yes, tired of gun violence plaguing our country, state, and communities. The Brady Campaign is an organization I've donated to in the past. They support common sense gun laws, such as banning assault weapons.
Duh. How is that not a thing already?
How about some background checks?
Oh, what? Now you're getting... Now you're just going nuts here.
Oh, it's so wild.
It is so ridiculous.
So wild. Outlawing 3D printed firearms, which until I had read that, I never even realized that was possible.
No, I didn't know that either.
Terrifying.
How do they stop doing that? Like, how do you police that?
Well, I would guess, I don't know, look, I'm going to come out here like I know something, but
they have to like run a program?
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. So the programs would be illegal. And then if your computer is running one, something would be alerted.
Oh, that's awful.
I have no idea if that's how that works. But
we have to go through drills once a month.
Yeah.
And put our kids in anxiety, even if it never happens to us.
Yeah.
Just so that we're ready, because the likelihood of that happening is more likely that anything will change unless we do something big.
It's insane. It really is the definition of insane.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
We deserve communities free of gun violence, and this is a good place to start. So we will absolutely donate, and we 100%. Will absolutely put that on there. Put that on there. Put that on where? Put it on
our show notes.
Put it on our show notes. And then she posts, and I'm still working on David to write his story in.
Yeah, David, come on.
He's a believer.
We got another Brit.
He's a believer.
Oh, I love it.
A British believer.
Yep.
Nailed it.
Just nailed it. While you were ahead. I complimented you earlier.
I know.
You're like, oh, I'll do it again.
I tried. You made me confident. Give me false confidence.
I wasn't false before.
What if I'm British tomorrow night?
Oh my gosh. Now I have to go. I'm sorry. You're going to have to find a babysitter. Aaron, I'm going.
Even if my character's not, I'm going to make a British.
Oh my God.
And you know, I get into that like, I'll just say one or two words on here, but if I try to go long, it gets real twangy. It goes between like a British accent and way Eastern Kentucky, kind of where we were talking about.
Okay, well, we had to reschedule our February movie night.
Yes.
Actually, February has been all kinds of ups and downs.
I know. I'm so sorry. But I am so thankful because so many people were like, get better soon, get better soon. I'm like, oh, and I was so sick when everybody posted like the get betters.
Yeah.
The most I could muster, I was really sick. The most I could muster was like, thank you, and a heart. I was like, I'm dying. It was horrible. Strep throat is no joke.
I know. I'm so glad you're feeling better. But that means good news for you all. You still have time to join our movie Patreon night.
I did it for you. I got strep throat for you.
That's right. And if you join our $5 tier, you're helping us get Megan haunted.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay, so we're going to watch, what is it? Conjuring 2.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to watch The Conjuring 2, which is on Netflix on February 23rd. So this week, if you're listening on Monday, and that's $5 a month, or you could join our $3 a month and you get a sticker and bonus content pretty much weekly.
Yep.
Like extra bloopers and our Am I the Asshole or advice.
Mm-hmm.
And extra little side stories that we tell all the time.
Yeah, we give you little side pieces here and there.
Okay. You can find out how to join all this, and you can find out our P.O. box. You can find out about any live events, our merch, which is very limited at the moment, but you can find it.
But if you join the Patreon, that could grow too.
Right.
Whatever.
You can find that on www.myskepticalsister.com, or you could write in your stories directly at myskepticalsister@gmail.com. You can follow us on our socials like Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And you can rate, review, subscribe. It helps us so, so much to find new listeners, to find sponsors, and all that jazz.
Awesome.
And remember, for the month of February, if you write in a story, we will send you a magnet in the mail.
All right.
Chelsea's getting hers. Are you going to get yours?
That's right.
We'll talk to y'all next week.
I'm going to scoot.
La 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 la.
Let us know if it was you, Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Chelsea. I was still in duck character.
Chelsea. Yeah.
Duck character, sorry.
But also, nope, just lost it. Nope, I got it back.
It's like you just had it, like a second ago.
I got it.
Okay.
Lay down. You just peed and pooped. Go lay down. Go on. Come
I
on.
just told everybody my schedule. I'm embarrassed. That room just gets her pumped up.
It does. She loves that room.
She's so excited.
She's gonna rip a hole.
Is that what you do too? You go in there, you're like, like get the zoomies in your new bedroom on your new carpet.
Oh. Blink and chill out.
Ellie, I've never seen you that fast. Oh my gosh. Oh, tell us. Was it so exciting? Is that room so good?
Okay, go lay down.
Oh my gosh.
Good
I
girl.
just
Go
want to
lay
be so
down.
excited with her.
Go lay
We have a
down.
podcast to do.
I know, but go lay down. Golly, you're a cute dog.
I said, but why? Why don't you match my enthusiasm?
Go lay down.
You have no idea how good that carpet just felt.
Quit. You are driving me nuts tonight, dog.
She gave you talk back.
Listen to that mom talk. Quit.
So this is at 11:30 that this happens, right? She stirs away. Erin just gave Ellie the best mom look ever.
Stop.
Oh, she's staring right back at you, though, girl. It ain't working.
Lay down.